is part two to the real reason why men cheat. But this is solution-based video. My cousin sent it to a lot of his female friends. Got a lot of responses. Have a lot of questions to answer, and I had already been thinking about this. But yeah, so here we go. So I think the way to stop that perpetual cycle as a man is to not contribute to the cycle anymore. I don't know exactly the scripture, but I know it's in 1 Timothy, and it says basically we are to be examples of purity, faith, and being an example to the people around us. I'll put the scripture in the description. And so it's just be a model. Be a model. And when I think about being a model, I think about now how God has me thinking in retrospect and in hindsight a lot. Just, I have daughters. I have my homeboys. I got my granny and my mom and my sister. And I'm thinking that if I was a better example of patience, of long suffering, of discipline, if I was a better steward of the fruits of the Spirit, unconditional love, agape love, I would still be married. I got married in 2012. And my divorce got filed in 2018. I believe that I would still be married. So I believe that I have to be an example. So even right now, if I say I'm living a life, I have to live it. Because prior to now, I've seen that nothing I've said on social media to anyone was sustainable because I never actually lived it out. I never walked what I preached. Never did. So I'll say as men, if we have a heart to really be with one woman, to be a monogamous man, you have to walk it out. You can't be on social media entertaining other women. You can't open up portals for the enemy to come in and destroy anything that you have, anything that you say you want, right? So if there's a certain problem that you and your old lady having in a relationship, on social media about a woman, she keep commenting, why she liking this, why she hard-eyeing this, all this. It's like, what I would do before, I would be like, oh nah, babe, it ain't nothing. It ain't, you know what I'm saying, you tripping. It ain't nothing. Now understanding that Facebook, Instagram, that's the new dating app. That's the new dating app for real. Snapchat, that's the new dating app. We don't TikTok, that's the new dating app. It ain't gotta be a dating app. You don't have to say dating app for it to be a dating app. People flirt on social media. So if it's a woman that's always commenting on your stuff and your girl doesn't feel right about it, hey bro, you gotta cut that off. So cut it off. Cut off anything that can have your girl confused, anything that can have your girl raise an eyebrow. Everything has to be cut off on all social media platforms. In real life, as far as if y'all frequent a restaurant, and it's a waitress, or just whatever, y'all go out to a nightclub or to a bar, cigar lounge, whatever, and it's a woman you always see that she may work there. She may be hitting on you. Hey bro, cut that off. Let this woman know, hey, it ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. That's just about making the woman feel secure. That's just one thing. But as far as the men, like what the internal work that we have to really do, man, it's a first of all, you got to just make a choice. Make a choice and make a decision and understand that you can do it. understand that you can do it. You know, see, we as men, we were taught, like I said all the time, we were taught to be whole. So, and we have to know that since we are God-like, we made in God's image, that we have his same power. A lot of people, a lot of men, we don't know our power. We be like, man, that's gonna be hard, or you know what I'm saying, boy, I can't do that. I can't do that. No, the reality is most men don't want to do it. Most men don't want to put in the work. Most men don't want to be alone. Most men don't want to go through those seasons of, you know, not getting a release. And that's honestly the season I've been in these past 5 months. You know what I mean? Coming, you know, as a hypersexual male, you know what I mean? Like, just love sex, love everything about it. Having and constantly, you know, I'm not saying that that I'm just totally delivered. You know, I am partially, but bringing your body, your flesh under subjection has to be a constant. And that comes from discipline. You have to discipline yourself. You have to discipline yourself, your ear gates, your eye gates. You know what I mean? I understand that for me, the reason why I deleted all the rap music at my phone was because I didn't understand how it was making me feel. You know, like I said, one of the dudes who I love to listen to was Brent Faiyaz. Brent Faiyaz always talks about getting in a woman's panties. You know what I mean? Having a plethora of women. Things like that. He'll get you because he's smooth, and you know the vibes be like, you know what I'm saying? It be vibes. It be a vibe. You know what I mean? But you can't. I don't want to get lost up in the vibe, because at the end of the day, a vibe is momentarily. It's just but a moment. So that's number one. I had to cut out the music. Even like I said before, man, even listening to Future, even listening to, you know, Lil Baby, you know, just King George, man, all these dudes, bro, Drake, oh my God. Drake, that's my boy. That was my boy for a very long time, but what is he talking about? You know, how is this affecting my life subconsciously? It's making me want to go out and, you know, get girls who like girls. It's making me want to go out and, you know, put something on that attract women to me. It's making me want to show my chest. You know what I mean? It's making me want to do certain things. So, and I didn't realize it for real, but that matters. So the music is one of them. I cut out the music, and I don't even have a desire to listen to it, to be honest with you, no more. I really don't, because I understand that it's life and death in music. Number two goes back to changing your algorithm on social media. My algorithm on social media before my breakup was hardly anything. I mean, I would say it was a lot of worldly stuff. And what I mean by worldly stuff is, I'm saying like party. You know, I see people partying. I see people, you know, women shaking their butts. You know, you see men with their shirts off. You know, the motivational men. You know, whatever influencers. Showing their meat print. You see the moose knuckles from the women, all kind of stuff. And so you just like, man, I wanna indulge in that. You know what I mean? I wanna, you know what I'm saying? I wanna show my meat print from time to time. Let me see how many women I can get to comment. Let me see how many women I can get to say something about my chest, or you know what I mean? Things like that. So you gotta change your algorithm. You know, if there's something that you say you want, you got to be locked in on what it is you say you want. You can't look at nothing contrary. I'm seeing that, and we say social media it ain't real life, but it is. It really is. What are you seeing constantly? You know, I want to see marriages. Now I want to see everything about faith. You know what I'm saying? It don't have to just be Christianity. I want to see everything about faith. I want to see businesses. I want to see entrepreneurship. I want to see people helping people. You know what I mean? I want to see, like I said, marriages. I want to see families, children, you know, sports, you know, poetry. You heard me? Art, fashion, stuff like that. I don't care about current events. You know, so in real conversations like this, like as far as like what is going to help push our culture forward, you know what I mean? So definitely got to change the algorithm. So when I get back on Instagram, Facebook, the algorithm, I mean, I'm deleting them, you know, not even blocking, but I'm just deleting and unfollowing a lot of people. Deleting and unfollowing a lot of people, a lot of pages, just because. And that's not was a lot. I'm glad I said that, because it's not even just, you know, certain pages. It's people. Certain people aren't on the same frequency as you. You know what I mean? Our eardrum. We have an eardrum, so that's a, you know what I'm saying? That's a frequency. So it's like, what are they doing that I'm listening to? That's is it on my same frequency? Is it on my same frequency? Algorithm, it matters. Okay, so you gotta change the algorithm. 3, not having conversations, not having those conversations with your homeboys about women. You know what I'm saying? Not saying it like, you know, I'm trying to be a Mormon, or I want to be a Mormon, or I feel like I'm holier than thou. No, I realized that God was showing me is that I don't need to be having idle conversations or conversations like that, because it's going to make me want to do something. If my homeboy always talking about, hey boy, I'm about to hit this, or I'm about to hit that, or, you know what I mean, I'm going to be like, it's going to make me want to, boy, that, who? Show me, boy, she got a friend? It's going to make me do that. It's going to make me want to do that. So putting a halt to those conversations, or having a conversation with them, but letting them know, hey, but filling myself up after that conversation, after I just got done, you know, I guess pouring out to them, or pouring into them. You know, like the other day I told my cousin, very first time, and it's crazy, man, because I said, I'm like, cuz, I don't want to have this conversation. He was like, cuz, I understand, you know what I'm saying, you're on your path, but I want to have the conversation. So I just let him talk. And even a few of my other homeboys and cousins really don't want to accept who I'm striving to become, for real. You know, and I understand that, because I have said a lot of things, made a lot of declarations, said a lot of things that I was going to do, and I didn't continue. I didn't follow through. But when I tell you God has a hold of my spirit, my soul this time, it's different. So I know how significant it is to have life conversations. And I know how detrimental it can be to have, detrimental conversations. I know what it's like. So not having those type of conversations anymore. Letting my people know, hey, setting boundaries with your people. Hey, bro, I'm good. I ain't trying to talk about that. Let's talk about something else. Let's do something else. Right? 4, not putting yourself in a position to, not putting myself in a position to, that I don't need to be in, that I don't want to be in. You know what I mean? So it's like, I believe in having fun. I believe in having fun. I honestly see now that you can have fun without drinking and smoking. I do see that now. I always thought that, I guess having a natural high was born. I always thought like I was indoctrinated to think that though. So I understand now, and I see now that you can have fun without getting drunk and without smoking. So if I'm thinking that way, if I already know I'm not going to drink, I already know I'm not going to smoke, there's no need for me to go to no type of clubs. Maybe a bar. If I want to get out and hear music and watch a football game, maybe get some, I was going to say some wings or whatever, but, if I want to parlay like that. But going to these strip clubs, it's crazy, man. I went to a strip club, I think in June. Oh my God. Man, when I tell you this, when I was in New Orleans, when I played for the Saints, I used to, and all the way up until this year, I love strip clubs. Like, the women who I used to talk to, I still feel this way. Strippers are some of the coolest people you'll ever talk to. However, when I went in there, since I have been building my spirit up these past few months, I seen nothing but zombies in there. It was like, I was just looking around. I wasn't drinking, I wasn't smoking, and I was just looking around, and I'm like, bro, I'm like, oh my God, everybody out of their mind. You got the strippers, some of them pregnant, half of them on Molly, half of them drunk, can't really give consent. So even though all of that stuff is like, you're going to see women with their clothes off, you're going to see women's, body parts. It's like, why am I putting myself in that environment? I'm setting myself up for failure. Why am I posting a certain way? You know what I mean? Why am I posting with my shirt off? Why am I showing my meat print? Why am I doing that? You know what I mean? I know the type of attention that I'm going to bring. Don't do it. Because attention is the new dopamine. That's what it is. Attention, everybody, it's a drug. It's a drug now. You know what I mean? So definitely that. Checking the places that you go to, your environment, you know what I'm saying? The conversations that you have. If people aren't on what you on, like it's just like this. I can't say I want to be married and I'm in a relationship and I'm hanging around single people. You can't be married and hang around single people. Why? Because single people gonna want to do what single people do. If I'm in a relationship and I say I want to be married, and even if I'm hanging out with somebody who don't want to be married or they just buying their time, it's like, what are you buying time for? Men know, we know. Oh, we know. We know when a woman's the one for real. We know. I promise you, ladies, we know. Don't let him tell you he don't know. You know after about 3 months. 3 to 6 months. 3 to 6 months. Real talk. We know. So another thing, not listening, not having nobody in your ear. This is different than the conversation that you have with your homeboy. I'm saying, like, not having nobody in your ear about your relationship, about the person that you're with. I don't care if it's mama, granny, cousin, granddad, sister, children, unless the children being mistreated. Anything like that, unless, of course, your spouse disrespecting your people, but anything about your relationship, don't let nobody tell you to get with an older woman or a older man. Don't let nobody tell you to get with a younger woman or a younger man. Don't let nobody tell you what God can do if somebody's older, saying that they can't have kids. Don't let nobody tell you what God can do. So not having people in my ear about my relationship, not taking in negative about who I'm with. Because that's speaking contrary to what you say you want. It's contrary. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying, when it comes down to who's for you, only you know that, for real. Only you know that. So you can't take nobody else's advice about your old lady, about your old man. You can't. You gotta listen. You gotta let the Spirit lead you. Let God lead you. Understand there's a God in you and be aligned with who God is. You know what I'm saying? So, and those are a few things that I think has to be incorporated, that I'm incorporating. You know what I'm saying? Being intentional. Being intentional. Knowing that I don't want to hurt no other woman, no more women than I already have in my life. So I have to be intentional about who I talk to, who I date. Let them know up front, hey, I'm still in love with my ex, or let them know that, hey, I'm dating to marry, or, you know, I'm not really into casual sex anymore. You know, let them know things like that. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. That's what works for me now. I see that. That works for me. Cause I just want to be. I gotta be blood raw. I gotta be blood raw. You know, giving people the option to still deal with you, to still talk to you after you tell them what you need to tell them. You know what I'm saying? Intentionality matters. It matters. And there's a lot of men who we just not intentional. Just haven't been intentional. Just haven't been intentional. You know what I mean? Like, I can honestly say for me, man, this whole breakup has shown me that my intentions were all, you know, my intentions wasn't always there. Wasn't always there. At all. At all. You know, not defiling my body, not masturbating, being pure. You know, being pure. Not giving away my life force to my covers or to my napkin. You know what I'm saying? Like, saving it. Being celibate. Practicing celibacy. You know what I'm saying? This as long as I've went in my life without having sex. Not having sex, because sex complicates things. Sex, you know, it's so much deeper than what we think. It's really a spiritual connection. It's an emotional attachment and a spiritual attachment that you acquire. People don't realize that. It's a spiritual connection. You know, so going from as being a man wanting to beat everything down that I see to chilling out, relaxing, letting God fill me up. You know what I mean? It says, resist the devil and he shall flee. That's true. That's true. I can honestly say, literally every time over these past few months that I've got horny, that I've thought about jacking off, and whenever Jesus, God, please take the desire away. That boy go from to shriveling up. That boy go from a Woody, you know, to a shrivel. So being aware, being conscious of, you know, where I'm at, and understanding that, bro, if you don't have no intentions for this woman, don't even get involved. So I'm practicing that as well. That's what I'm doing. Intentionality. What else? And like I said, just being a model, man. Just modeling all of those things. Not just talking, walking it too. Don't just talk. we as people talk so much, especially when we get new information. I know I definitely was like that, somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? Whenever I find out something new, I'm trying to tell somebody else. Without me doing it though. Without me doing it. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, practicing what I preach. You know what I'm saying? And being who I always said I wanted to be. I said I wanted to be monogamous when I was a jit. I was 9 or 10 years old. This was what I said. So just be that instead of listening to what society says I can be and what I can do. Instead of listening to what culture says I can be and what I can do. Instead of listening to what, my family says I can be and I can do, because nobody's ever been married in the family, or no one's ever had a faithful marriage in the family, or no one's ever had a this or that in the family. Well, just be that in your family. That's what I'm saying. Just being that. But again, I think being a model is important. I didn't realize how many people I had watching me into these past several years. And we all watch each other. We all watch each other. And I always give this example. This is just like somebody can be like, I'm Christian this, I'm Christian that, or I'm Muslim this, I'm Muslim that. But if you're a rude person, if you're a nasty person, everyone can tell you're not keeping those principles of the nation or of Christianity. Everybody can see you're not keeping those principles. Because if you practicing Islam, you practicing being Muslim, and you of the nation, or you practicing Christianity, you're not supposed to be nasty to nobody. You're not supposed to be rude. You're not supposed to be mean. So that's just a small example. So I think that it's important. I have to live for my witness. You know what I mean? Because it's bigger than me. It's bigger than me. If I'm a coach, I'm a high school coach, and this is, I was a high school coach, a middle school coach. But if I got my players seeing different women come up to the school, up to my work, I'm perpetuating, I'm projecting on them. Coach TB got them all, boy. This is what have been said to me before. Of course I would smile it off and no, but I liked it. But see, this is what I'm saying. I didn't understand the influence or the impact that I was having on these kids. The impression that I left. You got to be aware of your impression, your influence. And you don't have to just be me. Whoever it is, we all have influence over somebody. We all have social media. We all got the thing that says story. Even if it's not 500 people, if it's not 100, somebody watches your story. I don't care if it's 20 people. They care about what you're doing. So what you do matters. So what I was gonna say was, we have to be at a place to where you're mentally and spiritually at a place to where these are your thoughts. It got to be truly in your heart. It got to be deep down inside here to really want to do that. And another thing too, I say, ladies, just to the ladies, man, like, if y'all really want to know, how to, I guess, stop a man from cheating on you, or how to, before it even gets to that point, stop dating these men that you unequally yoke with. Stop dating these men that you're unequally yoked with. If you see a red flag out the gate, cut it off. Cut it off. I don't care how fine he is. I don't care how much money he got. Because it ain't worth your peace. It's not worth your peace. And that's what God is showing me in this season. It don't matter, Cher. Cher's a slim woman. I love it. Booty jiggles. It's cool. But you can get wrapped up in, oh boy, I need a woman with a bigger butt, or I need a woman with some bigger titties. But he's showing me in this season, it does not matter how young a woman is, how big her booty is, how big her titties are. If you and that person aren't aligned mentally, morally, spiritually, it'll never work. It'll never work. There's going to be things that always come up. There's going to be things that always come up that you're going to have a conversation about that you don't like. The Honorable Nur Muhammad said, date somebody that got 70% of what you want, not 30% of what you want. And then Shannon Sharp is crazy. Shannon Sharp said, I think last week, men, I think it was a 7:30 rule, maybe it was an 80-20 rule, whatever he said, but it was parallel. He said something like, we'll leave women who got 80% of what we want and for a woman who got 20% of what we want. So we'll leave a wholesome woman who's modest, who has her dignity intact, integrity, for another woman who isn't meek, who's loud, who very revealing, everything she wears, all this stuff, just for a moment. We will leave 70 and 80 for 20 and 30. But we don't understand what the Honorable Nur Muhammad was saying. If you leave them for somebody that's 20% or 30% of what you want, that's a project. That is a project. You build somebody who's 70 or 80% of what you want, that's a prospect. Like, potentially can be the one for you, or potentially is the one for you. You just got to take the time. So ladies, hey, I promise you, man, it does not matter how much money this brother got. I don't care how much. It don't matter. If he don't respect you, if he don't put your feelings, if he don't validate your feelings, if he does not, it's just, you gotta be equally yoked. That's so true. And I always thought it was jive, to be honest with you. But it's true. It's so true. My bad. It's so true. It's crazy. It's so true, bro. I wish I had my bad. Hey, it's what happens when you in Mother Nature, dog. It's so true though. I always thought, when they said be with something, you can't be with somebody who you not yoked with, or all that stuff. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. if you're not equally yoked with somebody, it's gonna be a frequent problem. It's gonna be a reoccurring problem. I apologize. Oh, it's gonna be a reoccurring problem. So I'm about to get ready to get out of here. Cause this wife, he don't want me to be great. He don't want me to be great. So, but yeah, let me put my shoe back on. But yeah, man, those are some of the things that I'm practicing right now. And it's crazy because once he builds your spirit up, and when I say build your spirit up, I mean, man, you praying, you fasting, you taking the time away from social media, you taking the time away from people, period. You in solitude, and you start to come out of that, you're gonna see the world differently. You're gonna see people differently. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened with me. Like, I was talking to my cousins the other day, And I'm like, bro, Snapchat is like a porn site now. And they're like, cuz you late. I'm like, dang, bro, I haven't really been on. I didn't even know. I didn't even realize for real. But it has. You know what I'm saying? But you gonna come out of that thing, you know, wanting to be pure, man, and your old ways, you're gonna just want to leave it behind. It's just gonna be foreign to you. It's gonna be foreign to you. You feel me? There's so much more I want to say, but I gotta slide. I'm sorry.